Live from the Canadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
I want to be free as can be.
They say that freedom is the ability to fully experience life. The GUT Credit Union is giving you the freedom to choose. Get a loan for any purpose, whether it's consolidating your debt, buying a vehicle, owning your home, back to school, or a dream vacation. We offer competitive rates with terms and payments that fit your lifestyle. Call 440-1354. Email loans@gutcu.com or visit go.gutcu.com/freedom to start enjoying your life, your money, your way. Promotion ends September 30th, 2022. Special conditions apply. More freedom, more choices. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the Network News for Wednesday, September the 21st, 2022. I'm Stasia Blake. In the headlines, Grenada to experience effects of tropical wave. Female hospitalized after an attack on Tuesday night. Government moves to prevent land slippage in Brazil, and in around the globe, Hurricane Fiona slams Turks and Caicos as death toll rises. In international news, Russia's invasion of Ukraine dominates United Nations General Assembly. And coming up in sports, 23-man squad selected for weekend friendly. Details right after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue. Available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Police have confirmed a chopping incident at Old Fort George sometime after 9 p.m. last night that has left 1 female nursing injuries at the General Hospital. Reports reaching GBN News Desk were that masked men attacked the female, wounding her in the process. Police said investigations are ongoing and such details cannot be disseminated. GBN will bring you more details on this as the story unfolds. Attorney at law Jerry Edwin says the end result, which resulted in the release of convicted murderer Alexander Clark, is just a tip of the iceberg. He says this matter leaves a taste of justice not being served. Rena Pierre-Thomas has the latest update.
As it stands now, I suspect there will be many other appellants who will have to be released because their transcripts could not be found. So this is the tip of the legal iceberg that we are facing here.
That was Attorney at Law Jerry Edwin speaking on the implication of the loss of transcript within the Supreme Court, a technicality that led to the immediate release of Alexander Clark on Tuesday morning. He says the case of Clark is not the first, as he has a client who was freed under the same circumstances and one who is presently in the same situation.
This is not the first time. In a previous murder case, I had a client. We received an order from the Court of Appeal that the transcript should be prepared. And for 3 years, no transcript could be found. And so my client was released. I have the case of a young man named Javid Glasgow. He is dissatisfied with the 15-year sentence he received. For the last 3 years, we cannot find his transcript. all that could be found was 1/2. Can you believe this? 1/2 of the transcript.
The lawyer says the use of tapes and other outdated tools within the court has proven to be a strain on the office of the registrar.
Now, let us not castigate anyone here. It is not the fault of the registry. It's more a technological issue. We are working with outdated technology tools. We need to digitize these transcripts. As soon as they are made, they should be put in the cloud and stored there. Being ever mindful of these problems, I should say these minefields that can lead to a miscarriage of justice.
Edwin says that if something is not done soon, then this situation will never go away. It's been years since local lawyers such as Anselm Clouden have been using the media to call for better security and tools for court documents. Clouden said securing court documents must be paramount.
And it is very likely that this case would be a precedent-setting case. So I'm calling on the new administration. We knew things were done haphazardly in the past, and things were just there laying around. There was no respect for the rule of law, no respect for judgments of the court. I think we should now insist in the transformational agenda that all court documents are properly secured.
It is the hope that the new transformative regime will address this speedily. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Government ministers are rushing to avoid another Molinaire-like situation from developing. Rosalina John has the details in this report.
On Wednesday, MP for St. George Northwest, Jonathan Lacrette, Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Andy Williams, and other officials from his ministry visited an area in Brisbane, St. George. Minister Lacrette said residents brought to his attention a portion of the road along the Western Main Road that needs urgent attention.
Well, I'm no civil engineer, but by mere observation, the road is compromised, and if something is not done very soon about the infrastructure, the possibility exists that we may have another Molinaire on our hands. So as a result of that, I believe that a feasibility study was done for the entire Western Corridor. It's to look at the study right now and to ascertain whether or not this aspect of the Western Corridor was also taken into consideration as it relates to infrastructurally adjusting the road, and then we move on from there. But
MIT Minister Andy Williams says they will have experts visit the area as soon as this Friday to conduct assessments to determine what is causing portions of the road to sink.
What will happen, we will be in contact with some of our geotechnical engineers that will come and do a proper assessment of the area, and then we will know how we proceed from here. But all in all, this is just a preliminary visit where we are just observing and see what is going on based on what the villagers, or based on the concern of the villagers. It is too early to speak and to assume or suggest that this may be a Molinaire type situation. And that is why we want to bring the geotechnical engineers to come and make a proper assessment of this area, right? And then we will take it from there. But,
Minister Williams says attempts were made to remedy the problem before. However, much more needs to be done. He also identified a manhole in the road and is not sure if a seepage is contributing to the problem, hence the need for a proper assessment, he says.
I've seen the patches in the road, which seems to have been done a little while now. And yes, some of the villagers, they showed concern. You know, and just yesterday one guy said to me, Andy, before they could have passed in the back of this area here to go down to the beach. He also said there was a silk cotton tree somewhere in the area that they could have hung on to go down to the beach. But the tree is no more. And we see that from where we are looking here now, we are seeing some of the soil which seems to be going down. So again, you know, I'm not an expert, but what I can see is some of the soil seems to be deteriorating, causing the road, part of the road, to be hollow.
Rosalina John, GBN News.
Business owners in St. John say their businesses are suffering great loss due to construction work being done on the Guava State Road. While they welcome the development, they believe much more can be done to speed up the process. Rena Pierre-Thomas has more.
Business owners in Guava State, St. John say their businesses are suffering due to work being done on the main road, which seems to be on a go-slow. The residents claim that one team of workers contracted by the company spearheading the project is working on numerous projects at the same time, and as such, work is a go-slow. This is severely affecting their businesses, says Sarah Decoto, as all the roads are closed, so there is no access for customers.
We're grateful for the road, but when they blocked the road, our businesses was affected, because after COVID, you go through that COVID crisis with the blocking of the road. Now you're faced with your business is being practically closed down. You have to throw away a lot of goods. These people who are working on the road also get a project at Brothers and also is doing a project at Clogier. So I wonder how these people are dealing with it. Plus July, during July to August, these people went and worked on schools fixing roof. The same set of people. So remember, this road was just no one was working.
The young businesswoman explained that she had to close her shop and look for a job to pay her bills.
I had also closed down, find another work somewhere. Otherwise, how I'm going to keep the lights on, how I'm going to keep my water on. Come on, I have to pay NIS because I registered my business. I have to pay NIS, and nothing, nothing has been coming into my business. I find if they had stuck with one project, they would have finished my project already, located in my area, and they would have just moved on to another project. It would have been better for we in the community as well, because this thing with changing from one project to another project, and it's causing a big delay and impacting our businesses.
Project manager of Sunrise Construction, Desmond John, one of the companies contracted by the government to do the project, acknowledged that they had several challenges which led to some delays.
What has really happened is that when we started excavating to put in the walls as per design by the engineers and the contract, we discovered that the soil type was different and there were some cave-ins in the area. So the reason why we are working from one side to the next is that we're taking the opportunity of wherever we get an opportunity to produce or work, to advance the work, we are working in those areas in the meantime.
John told GBN they have met with the principal of the Shaper Secondary School to update them on the project and reassure them that by October, better arrangements will be put in place. He said they will also be meeting with residents and business owners in the affected areas later this week.
At this point, we have crossed that hurdle. So we are now in a position where we have design drawings, we have the revised drawings, and we have the instructions of the engineer and the ministry to proceed. So really and truly is water under the bridge. What we will try to do now is to work on all sites simultaneously, increase our crew, increase our supply of concrete, steel, and formwork, and try to see how best we can wrap it up within a short and given time. In dialogue with the ministry this morning, they initiated a concept where we will actually visit the shop owners, visit the businesses, and visit the communities within the coming week, between now and the end of the weekend, so we can have a one-to-one with them and enlighten them on exactly what's going on, and if there is any way we can alleviate some of the issues, we'll try our best to facilitate.
The project is scheduled to be completed in December of this year. For GBN News, I am Rena Pierre-Thomas reporting.
This is news at 7. Coming up, Grenada to experience effects of a tropical wave. Stay with us.
Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by using energy-saving bulbs? CFLs and LEDs use up to 75% less energy than your traditional bulbs, and they even last 10 to 25 times longer. Over time, consider switching to more energy-efficient CFLs and LEDs, which can help lower your electricity bill. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by using energy-saving bulbs. What can you do?
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
It's better together, tastes amazing. This crazy combo make you want to get it. Cookie made the chocolate, can't live without it. 100% goodness, me want Devon chocolate. Digestive, rich chocolate with cookie crunchness.
Cookie beats chocolate in Devon Chocolate Digestive. Better because it's both.
National Stadium. Get ready for Mega Force Promotions. Cars and Cash Mega Bingo.
Cars and Cash Mega Bingo.
Hear this. You can win not one, not two, not even three, but 4 cars. Wow. That's not all. You also get a chance to win $25,000 in cash.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious. 4 cars plus $25K cash in one massive event. Tickets are $60 for one or $100 for two. Sunday, October 2nd, we're heading to the National Stadium for Mega Force Promotions. Cars and Cash Mega Bingo. This will be the event of the century, and it's that.
Pfizer celebrates 75 years of transforming lives with its celebratory suite of loan products. Own your own vehicle, education, land, or home, and anchor your roots. Start living the life you deserve by applying for an Own Your Own loan at reduced interest rates. Simplify your life and consolidate all your debts by applying for a Simplify loan and open doors to new beginnings and explore more opportunities to shape your future. Call or send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987 or email us at loans@arisecu.com today to continue your journey towards financial freedom. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union, celebrating 75 years of transforming lives.
Impact doors and windows can be yours. Now available at Caribbean Shutters Windows and Doors, agents for Domus Windows and Doors. Get custom-made UPVC products with a 20-year warranty on frames and a 5-year warranty on hardware, complete with installation and so much more. Visit our showroom at 11 Frequente Industrial Park, St. George, or call 439-1293, or visit our website at www.domuswindows.com.
It leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique are not under tropical storm watch or warning. The system will develop into a cyclone after a day or two of passing the Tri-Island. However, the system is expected to bring overcast, windy conditions, moderate to heavy showers, and thunder showers from this evening into tonight.
Let's get down to this, the developing system. Now, this is a computer model that it doesn't go as far out in time, but it's very good. So you can see here, this is 11 this morning, and you see the batches of rain moving in. This is 9 p.m. on Wednesday, not a named system, so this is late this evening, and you see the rain still around Trinidad, Tobago, and then stretching up, even Dominica, Martinique, we could see some rain and storms. Most of it, at least the prolonged stuff, will be to the south. Grenada, very heavy rain, Trinidad and Tobago again. And then this is by Thursday morning. ABC Islands here, watching northern Venezuela, tip of, or at least the peninsula over toward Colombia, keeping an eye on that. Here's that rain that pumps in. As this tropical wave moves by, it's going to enhance that chance of rain for the rest of us, even as you get, say, up toward St. Kitts and Nevis, we could get some rain out of this. But the bulk of the action over here, by the time we get into Thursday night into Friday, working into the ABC Islands, that's when we could get some of the flash flooding. But as I mentioned on the backside, it just works in that flow. So still that chance of rain. But all right, this is 9 p.m. on Thursday. Tomorrow night, you see this here again working in. And then let me get out here and stop the clock here. This is 8 a.m. Saturday. All right, here's a look at the computer models being run. Again, taking this strong tropical disturbance right over Trinidad, Tobago, swinging near St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and then very close to the ABC Islands, and then eventually near Jamaica. And this was what I was mentioning. If it kind of curls up a little more, we could get hurricane conditions on Sunday in Jamaica. As far as the winds are concerned, we're going to see some very gusty winds over 40, 45 miles per hour, over 40 knots, even upwards of 45 knots as this continues to work its way through. This is by tomorrow morning. Then by Friday into Friday evening, Friday night, could see some stronger winds popping up over toward the ABC Islands, especially as this system starts to develop. And that is up to the north. Short term, all the way through tomorrow, some of the reds popping up in Trinidad and Tobago, 3 to 4 inches of rain, but it comes down quickly, and that's why flash flooding.
Digitization of documents stored at the Grenada Public Library is high on this administration's agenda. More in this report from Christina John.
The Grenada Public Library has been the safe haven for over 60,000 titles, a large collection of newspapers, reports, magazines, and other important documents. It is the official repository of government and parliamentary records that, by law, the public should have access to viewing. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Finley Jeffrey, says government is already moving in the direction of digitization of materials at the public library. He says a contract will be awarded soon.
We have set in motion, really, the digitization of those records, especially those critical national records at the public library. A contract will be issued very, very soon. I think the evaluation has already taken place, and so once that contract is issued, we have looked at space for the contractors to work, and we foresee that in the not too distant future, all those important records of the public library will be digitized and will be available in an electronic form for the public's consumption. And
Government's plan is to re-engage retired head librarian Ms. Lillian Sylvester in this process, since she has first-hand knowledge of the materials in there.
We are hoping to engage Ms. Sylvester, who is really the guru in terms of librarian affairs in Grenada, and she would be able to give some direction on what we have, where are they, how many, and so on. So she will be able to provide that kind of guidance, experience guidance for the contractors as they work. But as it stands now, they sit at the public library, and then of course we need now to determine, after they have been digitized, what do we do with those physical records.
The PS says Grenadians too will have their share of engagements, which he expects should be complete within 6 months. PS Jeffrey explains what plans are for the physical structure.
The public should get some word very soon, because the Ministry of ICT and the Ministry of Education, which are the two ministries incidentally that I'm involved in, we would be, working towards this now, the physical library projects. This is something else, and I think a lot of evaluation would have to take place, evaluation of the building, determine what to do with the building as it is, if it can be restored, if it cannot.
The National Library was damaged by Hurricane Ivan in 2004 and was permanently closed to the public in 2011 due to termite infestation. Christina John, GBN News.
Education Minister David Andrew was one of 3 members of government addressing Grenadians in the U.S. on Sunday. He said the government is sticking to its promise to make free education opportunities available for the nation's children. This already started for the new term, which saw the removal of school fees.
We have enacted the policy position to make primary and secondary education charge-free. To remove the fees. And from the time the declaration was made, we have operationalized it, and so now it's passed in the cabinet that tuition fees will not be applied to students at primary, secondary. We are going to move to TAMCC eventually, but we don't want to bite out more than we are able to chew at this point. So that's coming, but bit by bit.
He said that in an effort to cushion the impact this could have on the function of the institutions without the fees, government increased its subventions.
Not only have we removed the fees, but we have moved to increase subventions to schools to make sure that no school felt worse off or in a worse off position than before we made that or took that policy decision. And so by the end of this month, all schools will receive a fee prescribed per student per term, in keeping with what was withdrawn from them. So no school will be left behind or left in a disenfranchised position, and we are happy about that achievement too.
The unexpected release of a man sentenced for the murder of his wife is not sitting well with Grenadians, and social media is buzzing.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter, as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social media.
Alexander Robert Clark walked out of His Majesty's prison on Tuesday as a free man due to the loss of transcript within the Supreme Court. Grenadians at home and in the diaspora are livid about the release of Alexander Robert Clark, who should be serving a 67.5 years prison sentence for the gruesome murder of his wife, 27-year-old Nixian Downs Clark, in 2014.
So the court made certain inquiries. What has become of the transcript? And the registrar advised the court that in fact the computer that had the recordings of the judge was stolen.
Social media users took to the comment section to express their shock and horror about this latest development. The following views are that of members of the public and not of the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Collect Alexis Francis said, "This is so sad. Lack of security. They must also have hard copy as well, not just stored in computer. So her death was in vain. God is watching." Dwight Thomas asked, "Was it just one person information on that computer or all the criminals in the country?" Bradley Edwards says, "What nonsense I hearing in my country day? That's unacceptable. The people that's supposed to protect the computer should be finishing the time in jail for him." Clayton Davis says, "This is sad. The lawyer should not be bashed. He was trained to do his job and he did it well. Somebody should be held responsible for the lack of security at the court. Total slackness. Isn't there a backup system? This is like reading a story out of Brian Nancy. The Grenada justice system has failed its citizens." Jamelia Andrews says, "This is so sickening. I can just imagine how her family is feeling. I'm appealing to the relevant authority. Fix it now and quick." And finally, Brenda Paul says, "The system has failed the victim and her family. This is disgusting on all points. May this young lady continue to rest in peace."
That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
And still ahead, applications now open for the CARICOM Youth Ambassador Program. This is News at 7.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Solar lights are back in stock and will be available for purchase at Southern Electrical. Here is a list of the solar lights that we offer. 200 to 300 watt intelligent floodlights with camera, 300 to 500 watt solar street lights, 60, 100, 200 and 500 RGB solar floodlights, 100, 200, 300, 500 and 800 solar floodlights, solar garden lights, 25, 40, 60, 100 and 200 watt solar floodlights, 3, 7 and 10 watt solar wall lights, motion sensor garden lights, motion sensor floodlights, 30, 60 and 90 watt solar street lights with accessories, 5 watt solar wall lamps, 40 and 60 solar street lights, and 100 and 300 solar floodlights with battery power display. Now available at Southern Electrical, Dusty Highway, St. George. Visit our showroom today.
Here is a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Stasia Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Stasia Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Stasia Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grandlands. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679. or 406-1500, or visit any of our 3 locations. Spy Cell Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited. Now introducing Portland King Cement, Grenada's toughest and most high-quality cement, engineered with you in mind. Whether it's residential or industrial construction, Portland King Cement has been tested to achieve profound results that you can trust. The choice is clear. Choose Portland King, tougher than the rest. Visit Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited on Dusty Highway. Call telephone number 439-6605 or 440-6605. Or visit our 2 other locations, Westerhall in St. David and Dunfermline in St. Andrew.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture is now accepting applications for the CARICOM Youth Ambassador Program.
The program is open to Grenadians between the ages 16 and 35 years with a demonstrable record of leadership who must be of sound moral integrity and character, have a demonstrable track record of participation in community youth development programs, and have excellent knowledge of youth development, best practices and policies, and possesses excellent oral and written communication skills. 2 persons will be selected for this cohort, 1 male and 1 female. They will also represent Grenadian youth by bringing relevant issues to the attention of policymakers and planners at the national, regional, and international levels. In addition, the ambassadors are required to organize and conduct social intervention sessions with young people across the island, conduct virtual and/or physical empowerment sessions and consultations in keeping with portfolio areas and the National Youth Policy, and provide analysis of national and international youth development trends, challenges, and opportunities. Acting Coordinator of Youth Development, Mr. Earl Williams, said that the program acts as a strategy to promote youth advocacy and facilitate youth participation in decision-making processes.
It is important because, 1, it provides the young persons with a lot of exposure. Exposure in the sense that they are now going to be meeting with community groups, they are now going to be meeting with regional organizations, international organizations, local organizations at a level that they may not have been able to do before. It provides for an opportunity for travel. Again, you travel to get the experience of what it's like in other countries. You get the experience of understudying programs, projects in other countries. It also provides a platform for national debate where our young persons who are interested their voices can be heard through that national debate. It helps to strengthen you as a young person.
Former CARICOM Youth Ambassador Jason Clark spoke to us about his experience.
It was definitely a very insightful and rewarding experience for me. I got the opportunity to serve my country and help the young people in Grenada, people like me and others who are disadvantaged youths, to better themselves and to assist their families in some way, whether that be by providing them with financial support or with food and other things that can assist them, like supplies, books, so on. So it was very rewarding to be able to serve my country in that way.
To apply, interested persons should visit the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Culture's Facebook page to access the application form or apply online using the link. The deadline for submission is 11:59 p.m. Friday, September 30th, 2022. For additional information, persons can call 440-6917 or email communications@youth.gov.gd. Christina John, GBN News.
We're still in the hurricane season, and at this particular time of year, there's one disaster that's always remembered, and that was at the end of the GBN ISAW lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's ISAW features images of Hurricane Janet, which brought destruction to the state of Grenada on September 23, 1955. Hurricane Janet hit Grenada and Carriacou, packing winds of up to 174 miles per hour. Damage in Grenada was estimated to be more than $65.5 million. Janet was the first hurricane to claim the lives of more than 1,000 people throughout the Caribbean. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
For you when we return.
Fuel your dreams with a communal vehicle loan. It's a huge deal with super awesome rates and discounts. Get the vehicle that's just for you. Enjoy your journey. Make memories. Explore more. We're fueling dreams to your destination. It's a huge deal and it's just for you. Your destination, and we'll take you there. Call or message us on WhatsApp 405-6670 or 405-2248. Let's get you where you have to be with Communal and Friends. This special promotion is in collaboration with The Beacon Insurance, Netherlands Insurance, Greens Automotive, RF Motors, and Specialized Automotive. We're fueling dreams to your destination. Apply today. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Ooh la la! See what's new at Quartz. We've got great deals on living and dining room sets, appliances, electronics, and smart devices, and more. Shop today with no cash using Quartz Ready Finance. 3 to 48-month payment plans available. Shop in store or online at shopquartz.com. Come see what's new and take advantage of these great deals only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
If there was ever a time to keep and stay healthy, it's now. We at Hills and Valley are here to help you take deliberate steps to maintain your health. We stayed true to maintaining the most comprehensive rates while stocking the widest range of medicines and health devices, including personal protective equipment. There are so many benefits shopping with us. You get great savings through discounts for senior citizens and reward cards for loyal customers. Ask about owning yours today. Visit us at Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George, Jubilee Street opposite the Grenville Bus Terminal, and at Hillsborough, Carrico. Our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street also stocks the widest range of pharmaceuticals. We are with you on the hills and in the valleys. We are Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
New level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
High impact doors and windows can be yours. Now available at Caribbean Shutters Windows and Doors. Agents for Domus Windows and Doors. Get custom-made UPVC products with a 20-year warranty on frames and a 5-year warranty on hardware, complete with installation and so much more. Visit our showroom at 11 Frequente Industrial Park, St. George, or call 439-1293, or visit our website at www.domuswindows.com.
Okay, sports fans, let's get right into it. There's no time to waste. There's a lot happening in sports right now. Let's start off in football. The Grenada Football Association, GFA, has selected a 23-man squad for its upcoming international friendly against St. Vincent. The match will be played on Saturday, September the 24th at the Lauriston Mini Stadium from 4 o'clock p.m. Over 30 local players were engaged in intense fitness and tactical training, and over the weekend they participated in a team building and training camp in St. George's, from which the final team was finally picked. The camp involved tactical sessions, beach recovery activities, and a practice match against Queen's Park Rangers, which the senior men's national team won. The fully local squad, led by interim head coach Anthony Nixon Modeste, is a balance of youth and experience, with the average age of players being 23, with 11 players under the age of 23. The Barbados Royals continued their dominance in the 2022 Hero CPL, beating the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots by 36 runs in Providence. Batting first, the Royals posted 156 for 3 on what seemingly was a tricky batting strip. Azam Khan top-scored with a well-put-together 64. The right-handed batter's half-century coming off 42 balls and consisting of 5 sixes and 5 fours. Chasing 157 for victory, the Pats got off to a decent start, with openers Andre Fletcher and Evan Lewis combining for an opening stance of 46. Fletcher was the first to go, though, in the 6th over, falling over for 20. The second wicket fell in the 11th over with the score on 72, when Rutherford tried hitting Cornwall for back-to-back sixes and was caught by Bosch. Lewis went 10 balls later, and from there onwards, the wickets just continued to tumble. They were eventually bowled out for 120 in the 19th over, losing by 36 runs.
These two, John Lewis and Fletcher, quite a decent little start here. Opening stand, curb a bit of that swing from Mears and Holder. Is to almost put on a half-century partnership. So it just goes to show you timing and just patience. Especially don't have to try and go too crazy, but yeah, sure glimpses from these two?
Yeah, I thought it was solid, and then Fletcher played the shot. It was neither a full-fledged 9 from 15 that really stalled in.
Oh, Rakey, so nearly. Walsh can see the far side of this. And drags it back onto his boot, and that really was a turning point there when Lewis got out. Had a little bit of brevis, but nice strikes here. That was a beauty. That was straight back down the ground. Monty. And then a change of pace. Noam Young, look at that. Rakeen with some hang time. And brevis tried to just try a little flick. He got a little bit harder with it. Might have got a maxim. And then the wicket started to tumble more and more here for the Patriots. Yeah, Graves, judgment, some really good catching from Justin Graves. That was a smart one as well. That was humming from Rashid Khan. And then Joshua Bishop, I thought this might have gone all the way for 6, but the breeze held it up somewhat. Bishop was a beauty out in the deep. And it run out over the top of the head of DJ Bravo. Quite lovely to see. Rights there, Dhananjaya losing his off stump to Noam Young. 3 for 5, quite outstanding.
There's a lot more action to come. CPL action continues tonight. Meanwhile, both Myers and DJ Bravo have been assessing their performances.
Guys did well. We had lost 2 crucial members to our side who were doing well, and it's good to see that Harry could come in and Azam get the opportunity to do well also, It speaks volumes for the bench. Young coming in for his first game bowling well as anybody else did for this tournament, Mujib doing his thing, and the guys being outstanding in the field.
They were indeed. It's commiserations for Dwayne Bravo. Dwayne, can you pinpoint one area where you think you guys are not achieving?
I think all wrong with the bat, with the ball in the field. I just think this season sums up the way where we are in the table, and they can't hide from reality. It's just a fact that we haven't played our good all-round cricket. We wasn't consistent enough, and so it's not surprising that we finished where we finished now.
Well, it's good to see the return of Sheldon Cottrell. He was pretty economical, even though he wasn't rewarded. And what do you make of that?
Yeah, it's good. It's good for West Indies cricket to see someone like him getting back to full fitness. In this tournament, we tried to rotate him as much as possible to keep him fresh. Obviously, the bigger goal, the bigger picture is the World Cup right around the corner. So again, it's good that he had a very good bowling performance today, and so I want to wish all the guys all the best, including Kyle down under, and hopefully the guys can do well.
And that's what's been happening in the world of sports. Keep following the cricket and the football action. And now for a look at what's happening around the globe and in the region. Hurricane Fiona has slammed into the Caribbean archipelago as a Category 3 storm. In the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, 4 people died and it wrecked crops and houses. The U.S. National Hurricane Center says Fiona is expected to worsen in the coming days. More in this Al Jazeera report.
Hurricane Fiona bears down on Turks and Caicos Islands, making landfall as a powerful Category 3 storm, threatening to devastate the tiny Caribbean archipelago. In the Dominican Republic, crops have been destroyed and houses damaged by the first major hurricane of the Atlantic season.
All this area does farming, and it depends on production, on the crops, and everything was destroyed. There was nothing left. A lot of people had loans to grow bananas, coffee, cocoa. Everything is gone.
Hundreds were forced from their homes by widespread flooding in Puerto Rico. Among them, Adalberto Rios and his daughter Marta, who are now staying at a shelter with other displaced people.
My faith is strong and I know God will help me. I lost everything, but if God took everything away, it's only because He has something better planned for me.
In the wake of the storm, U.S. federal officials have promised to increase aid and support to Puerto Rico.
Hundreds of FEMA and federal responders are on the ground in Puerto Rico, including U.S. Army Corps of Engineer, power restoration experts, and urban search and rescue teams.
Heavy rains from Fiona caused flooding across the U.S. island territory, leading to damaged roads and collapsed bridges.
Here in southern Puerto Rico, tens of thousands of residents are depending on construction crews like this one to restore running water to just some of the communities worst affected by Hurricane Fiona.
The U.S. National Hurricane Center is warning Fiona will continue to gain strength over the coming days. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera, San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Guyanese head of state Irfan Ali, while chairing the Transforming Education Summit Roundtable, which forms part of the 77th United Nations General Assembly, recommitted to free tertiary education in Guyana by 2025. We get more in this HGP-TV report.
As part of the government's efforts to revamp the local education system, President Irfan Ali announced recently that 20% of the country's yearly budget will be injected into the sector. He told other world leaders at a United Nations summit that urgent actions are needed to recover learning losses experienced during the pandemic, and one way of Guyana ensuring that no child is left behind in its education system is by increasing its investment in the sector.
The government will increase education expenditure to 20% of the national budget and 6% of the country's gross domestic product, thereby ensuring adequate and sustainable financing for education.
Included in the plans for increased state funding for education to 20% of public expenditure is access to free tertiary education.
Guyana commits to an inclusive education system, one that leaves no one behind. This entails narrowing access and attainment gaps by ensuring that every school-age child in regions is entitled to a primary and secondary education. Tertiary education will be provided free of cost by 2025.
With the promise of delivering a modern and adaptive learning experience at all schools, the government in the 2022 national budget allotted a sum of $74.4 billion out of its $552.9 billion towards improving the country's education sector. Tamika Rodney reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Ukraine war dominated speeches on day one of the United Nations General Assembly. Russia was accused of a return to imperialism by a number of Western countries. Details in this report.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, our world is in big trouble.
The UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres setting a grim tone for this meeting. Among the many conflicts in the world that continue to rage, one, the war in Ukraine, will dominate proceedings this week. And as the meeting was taking place, news was confirmed that in the Ukrainian provinces of Luhansk and Donetsk, votes within days will take place on whether to become part of Russia. This was the reaction of the US ambassador to the UN.
They will not be recognized by anyone in the international community. They were not recognized in 2014, and it will not be recognized this time around. It is illegal annexation of another country's territory.
NATO's Secretary-General told me he believes Russia may be acting now because of the losses it suffered during the recent Ukrainian offensive.
Such referenda have no legitimacy because they are shame referendums, and they will not change the nature of the war. This remains a war of aggression against Ukraine, and it represents an escalation because if suddenly these territories which are part of Ukraine are declared as part of Russia, that will further escalate the conflict.
The General Assembly heard from two leaders who've maintained a dialogue with President Putin throughout the war. The President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, helped negotiate a deal to export the grain from Ukraine. He says there now needs to be a dignified end to the war. President Emmanuel Macron of France, in an impassioned speech, was much tougher on Russia.
As I am speaking to you now, there are Russian troops in Ukraine, but as far as I know, there are no Ukrainian troops in Russia. That's a fact, and we all have to recognize that. The longer this war goes on for, the more it threatens peace in Europe and the entire world. It leads to a wider, permanent conflict where the sovereignty and security of everyone will only depend on power. What we have been witnessing since February 24th is a return to imperialism and colonialism.
Ukraine is expected to be one of the focuses of President Biden's speech to the General Assembly on Wednesday. There's also a speech delivered by video by President Zelensky, and on Thursday, a meeting of the UN Security Council at foreign minister level, again on Ukraine. James Bays, Al Jazeera at the United Nations.
And that's what's been happening around the globe. When we return, we'll have a recap of tonight's top headlines from here in Grenada. Now for a recap of the night's top headlines. Grenada to experience effects of a tropical wave. Female hospitalized after an attack Tuesday night. Government moves to prevent land slippage in Brazil and in around the globe. Hurricane Fiona slams Turks and Caicos as death toll rises. In international news, Russia's invasion of Ukraine dominated United Nations General Assembly. And in sports, 23-man squad selected for weekend friendly. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television's Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Stasia Blake, and that's the news. Please be safe on the roads this evening. Good night.